The morning sun filtered through the curtains of Prince Okafor's newly furnished duplex, but the atmosphere inside the house was anything but bright. Felicia sat on the long cream-colored sofa like a queen on her throne, her wrapper tied firmly above her chest, her eyes sharp and calculating. She was a woman with a presence, one that could choke the air out of any room she entered. At 58, she had the body of someone who thrived on control and the energy of a woman who believed the world owed her an apology. And Prince, her only son, had spent his entire adulthood dancing to the tune of her ringing bell. "Prince, I hope that girl is not coming here today,"
I will
she
not
barked
allow
from the
any
sitting
woman
room.
who will not add value
Prince
to you
paused
or to
halfway
this
down
family
the
share this
stairs.
apartment with me, Prince.
He didn't need to ask which girl she meant. Peace. The woman he loved. The woman whose presence brought him comfort yet brought his mother invisible fire. He sighed deeply. "Mummy, please, we already talked about this, and you have refused to listen." Felicia snapped, rising from the sofa with a swiftness that belied her age. "I did not suffer in this life, raise you alone after your father died, work tirelessly, and dedicate every breath in my body just for you to bring one ordinary girl to occupy my space." Prince clenched his jaw. He respected his mother, sometimes feared her, but he was tired. Tired of the emotional strings she wrapped around his neck like a chain. "Mummy, Peace is not ordinary. She is from a good home. She's kind. You know that." Felicia hissed, grabbing her long scarf and marching toward the dining table. "Is she from wealth? Do her parents own anything? Do they have name? Connections? Influence? My dear, love will not buy you land in Banana Island." Prince exhaled, rubbing his forehead. "But this is my life. Not a business contract." She turned slowly, her voice dropping into a dangerously calm tone. "And I am your mother. The only one who knows what is best. As long as I am alive, I will not live in the same house with any woman who cannot add value to you or this family." And that was the core of the problem. Felicia refused to leave. She moved into Prince's house the moment he bought it, announcing proudly to her friends, "A good son does not abandon his mother. I will stay here till God calls me." Prince had no choice. She filled every corner with her presence, her rules, her decisions. She rejected every lady Prince introduced. Some she dismissed politely, many she humiliated until they disappeared. But Peace was different. She truly loved Prince and wasn't scared of a fight. She had stayed longer than any other woman, but Felicia had no intention of losing. Later that afternoon, Peace visited. Her soft knock at the front door was enough to make Felicia's eyes narrow like a hawk's. Prince rushed to the living room and opened the door before his mother could get there. Peace entered, smiling warmly, her gentle brown eyes lighting up the room. "Good afternoon, Mama." Felicia didn't respond. She merely folded her arms, her disapproval loud. Prince cleared his throat, pulling Peace closer. "Mummy, we want to talk to you. There's something important." "What important thing?" Felicia cut in sharply. "That the two of you have decided to oppress me in my own son's house." Peace's smile faltered but she held her ground. "Mama, we only want peace, understanding, and peace." Felicia scoffed. "My dear, leave understanding and hold your name. You are not needed in this house." Prince felt shame burn inside him. "Mama, please stop." Peace inhaled shakily. "Mama. Prince and I love each other. We want to take the next step." Felicia's eyes widened. "You want to marry him?" A cold smile curved her lips. "Over my dead body." There was a long, painful silence. Prince stared helplessly at the two women he loved, realizing that he was slowly being torn apart from the inside. Peace swallowed hard, blinking rapidly, her heart shattering into pieces, and Felicia stood tall, triumphant, her shadow stretching across the room like a warning. Little did she know that the decision she made that day would be the beginning of her own downfall, and a twist of fate none of them could ever imagine. Peace sat quietly in Prince's car, her fingers trembling slightly as she stared through the windshield. The visit to the house had ended abruptly. Prince had hurried her outside after his mother's outburst, promising to fix things, but Peace could already feel something breaking inside her, something fragile, something precious. Prince leaned his head on the steering wheel, defeated. "I'm sorry, Peace. I don't even know what to say anymore." Peace looked at him, her voice soft but tired. "Prince, how long will your mother control your life? How long will she dictate who you can love, who you can marry?" "She's my mother," he whispered, rubbing his hands together. "I owe her." "You owe her respect, Prince. Not your entire life." Peace wiped a tear with the back of her hand. "I've tried. God knows I've tried. But every day, she insults me, rejects me, humiliates me. I can't keep begging for the love and acceptance of someone who doesn't want me." Prince looked up, panic rushing into his eyes. "Don't say that. Peace, please don't talk like you're giving up." Peace didn't reply, because she didn't want to lie. A part of her was giving up. A part of her was drowning in exhaustion. She had dreams, a career, dignity. And she was slowly losing each one just to prove she was worthy to stand beside him. Meanwhile, Felicia watched from the balcony upstairs, her hands on her hips. Her lips twisted with satisfaction. "I warned you, didn't I?" she murmured to herself. "My son cannot marry a girl who has nothing but good manners. Good manners don't feed a family." Downstairs, Prince reached for Peace's hand. "Give me time. I'll talk to her. I'll make her understand." Peace shook her head gently. "Prince. She doesn't want to understand. She doesn't even want to try." His shoulders fell. Her sentence was the painful truth he'd been avoiding. A few days later, verbal battles between Peace and Felicia escalated. Felicia would burst into Prince's room unannounced just to make sure Peace wasn't sitting there. She insulted her openly. She created tension, picked unnecessary fights, and even reported Peace to random relatives, claiming she was too forward and disrespectful. Prince tried to mediate but ended up stuck in the middle, again, one Saturday morning. While Prince was at work, Felicia stormed into the kitchen where Peace was quietly doing dishes. "Let me warn you, young woman," Felicia hissed. "If you don't leave my son alone, I will disgrace you publicly. You think because you come from a nice home you can deceive him? Listen, my son deserves a woman from a wealthy, powerful family. Someone with pedigree. Not you." Peace stiffened but kept her voice calm. "Mama, this is not fair. I'm not fighting you." Felicia smiled wickedly. "Oh, but I am fighting you. And I don't lose." That was the day Peace's heart finally broke. When Prince returned home that evening, he found a letter on his bed. Peace had written it with shaky handwriting. "I love you, but I cannot keep fighting for the space that is supposed to belong to me naturally. Your mother has won. I can't stay in a place where I'm unwanted. Goodbye, Prince." Prince dropped the letter, panic flooding his chest. He called Peace repeatedly. Her phone rang, but she didn't pick up. He drove to her house, but her mother said she had gone to stay with a friend. No one knew when she would return. Felicia, hearing all the chaos, strolled into Prince's room. "So she has left?" she asked casually, as if discussing the weather. Prince glared at her, tears in his eyes. "Are you happy now?" Felicia shrugged. "I'm relieved. You will thank me later." But she did not know that her victory was temporary, because fate, with its quiet footsteps and wicked humor, had already begun arranging the next chapter of their lives, one that would expose everything she thought she controlled. 3 months passed after Peace walked away, leaving Prince drowning in regret and emotional emptiness. His work suffered. His smile disappeared. His friends noticed the change, especially Michael, his childhood friend and confidant, who kept advising him to fight for peace, but Prince felt too ashamed to face her after all the pain she endured. Felicia, however, strutted around the house like a queen who had successfully defended her throne from invasion. She told everyone who cared to listen that she had saved her son from a girl who had nothing to offer. She even began attending women's meetings more frequently, speaking proudly about her mission to secure a high-class bride for Prince. But fate has a way of using our own desires to destroy us. One Friday evening, Prince attended a corporate event at a top hotel in Victoria Island, an attempt to distract himself from the loneliness gnawing at him. That was where he met Lilian Ocone. Lilian was stunning, confident, and walked with the entitled grace of someone who had never been told no in her life. She was the daughter of one of the wealthiest businessmen in Nigeria, a girl whose last name alone opened doors and commanded respect. She approached Prince first, boldly, flirtatiously, drawn to his quiet sadness and good looks. Within 2 weeks, she became a storm that swept into his life with force. She was fun, unpredictable, expensive, and intoxicating. She didn't ask Prince what he wanted, she made decisions for both of them. He was too emotionally drained to resist. Felicia, upon hearing her surname, screamed in excitement, "Ocone? As in Chief Ocone? The billionaire? Ah! My enemies have failed." She danced around the living room, clapping her hands, her wrapper barely holding. "Prince, my son, this is the wife I've been praying for. This is destiny." Prince remained silent. Something in his heart felt wrong, yet he didn't know how to explain it. Lilian was everything his mother wanted: class, wealth, power, but nothing he needed. 2 months later, Lilian walked into Prince's living room and dropped a bombshell: "I'm pregnant." Prince's world froze. His mouth went dry. "Pregnant? Lilian? How? You said..." "I said what?" She cut him off sharply, flipping her expensive hair. "Prince, I am pregnant, and whether you like it or not, you're going to marry me. My family must not hear that I'm carrying a baby for a man who isn't my husband." Prince felt heaviness in his chest, but before he could respond, Felicia burst into the room as if she had been eavesdropping. "What did you say?" Felicia gasped dramatically. Lilian folded her arms proudly. "Your grandchild is on the way." Felicia let out a piercing scream of joy, fell on her knees, and burst into loud thanksgiving. "Jehovah! Jehovah! Thank you! My son has finally brought honor to this family." Prince rubbed his temples. "Mama, can you calm down? We haven't even discussed. What is there to discuss?" Felicia snapped. "You have impregnated the daughter of a billionaire. You must marry her immediately." Prince swallowed, looking at Lilian, who stared back with cold confidence. There was no fear in her eyes, only entitlement. 2 families met. The Ocone family insisted on a quick traditional wedding to avoid scandal. Felicia agreed instantly, almost too eagerly. She told everyone she knew, boasting about her big wedding, her rich daughter-in-law, and how her son had upgraded. But Prince said nothing. His heart was a quiet graveyard. On the night after the traditional wedding, Lilian made her true nature known. "Get this straight," she said, standing in the bedroom doorway. "I don't share space. You will adjust to my lifestyle, my rules, my timing. I don't have patience for poor people nonsense." Prince stared at her silently, shock gripping him. Then she dropped the final blow. "And your mother? The woman who thinks she controls everything? She better know her place. I didn't marry her, I married you." But Felicia's joy was blinding. She didn't know she had just helped her son marry the storm that would scatter her entire life. Because Lilian Ocone was not peace, she was a hurricane that destroyed everything in her path, including royalty, Prince, and his overbearing mother. The first week after the wedding felt like paradise for Felicia. She moved around the house with pride, telling neighbors, church members, and even strangers in the market, "My son has married into wealth. My daughter-in-law is the daughter of Chief Ocone. We are now connected to the top." But Prince felt the opposite of paradise. Lilian had changed the moment the wedding ended. Her tone became sharper, her demands bolder, and her respect for him non-existent. She criticized everything, from the color of his curtains to the way he arranged his wardrobe. She bought new furniture without asking him and replaced his mother's favorite dining set, claiming it looked too cheap. Every day, something shifted in the house. One Tuesday morning, Felicia walked into the sitting room holding a basket of vegetables she planned to cook. "Lilian, my daughter, I want to prepare something special for us today." Lilian didn't look up from her phone. "You can cook for yourself and Prince. I don't eat food cooked with firewood mentality." Felicia froze, blinking rapidly. Firewood what?" Lilian frowned. "Auntie, you heard me. Please don't stress me. I'm too pregnant for drama this morning." Felicia's mouth hung open. Since when did she become auntie? She swallowed her irritation. "My daughter, in this house we speak with respect." Before she could finish, Lilian stood up, adjusting her silk robe. "See, listen. You and I cannot be dragging position. I am the madam of this house now. If you want to cook, cook. But don't expect me to eat it." Felicia's eyes widened, her chest pumping. "What nonsense is this? Lilian, I am your mother-in-law. And I am your son's wife," Lilian shot back. "The one carrying this family's next generation. That automatically puts me above you." Felicia almost collapsed. Prince walked in at that moment, and Lilian quickly changed her tone, placing a hand on her belly. "Baby, your mum is stressing me. Please tell her to reduce her walla. Stress is not good for pregnant women." Prince rubbed his forehead. "Mummy. What happened now?" Felicia pointed at Lilian, her mouth trembling. "Ask your wife. Ask this girl what she just said to me in my own son's house." Lilian scoffed. "Your mother wants to control me. I won't accept it." Prince inhaled sharply. "Lilian, please show some respect." "Respect?" Lilian laughed, tossing her hair. "You should be begging me for staying under the same roof with you and your mother. Do you know how many men from wealthy families want me? I chose you out of pity." Prince's face drained of color. That night, Felicia stormed into Prince's room. "Prince. You must talk to your wife. She cannot talk to me like a maid." Prince sat on the edge of the bed, exhausted. "Mummy, please. Let's avoid trouble. Lilian is pregnant. She's stressed." "Pregnant or not," Felicia snapped, "she cannot insult me." Prince felt trapped. Again, the next week was worse. Lilian banned Felicia from entering certain parts of the house. She changed the locks to the guest rooms. She ordered Prince to stop giving his mother money without informing her. She even told housekeepers not to take instructions from anyone except herself. Felicia was quietly going mad. One morning, she came downstairs only to hear Lilian shouting, "Prince! Why is your mother still in this house? She's suffocating me. I need space. Tell her to go to her own house." Felicia froze halfway on the staircase, feeling the ground shift beneath her feet. Prince looked helpless. "Lilian, please calm down." "No. I will not calm down." Lilian screamed. "This is my house now, not her retirement village." Felicia could not believe her ears. She stormed into the sitting room. "You want me to leave? From my son's house?" Lilian turned, unbothered. "Yes. And if you don't, I will. And I will take your grandchild with me." Prince's heart stopped. Felicia gasped, clutching her chest. "You evil girl. After all the support I gave you. You supported me?" Lilian laughed mockingly. "Auntie Felicia, don't deceive yourself. I supported you. I elevated your family name. Without me, who are you?" Felicia staggered back as the truth crashed into her. She had chased away peace. For this, a girl who treated her like a slave, a girl who treated Prince like a burden, and the worst part, she could not run to peace for forgiveness. Peace was long gone, but fate wasn't done twisting the knife, because somewhere across town, Peace was slowly healing, and Michael, Prince's best friend, was getting ready to change her entire life. While Felicia and Lilian were turning Prince's home into a battleground, Peace's life was slowly finding light again, though she never expected it to come from the man who once silently watched her from the sidelines, Michael, Prince's best friend, the man who had always admired her quietly, the man who knew how she smiled, how she spoke, how she loved. After Peace left Prince, Michael didn't approach her immediately. He respected her pain. He let her breathe. But he checked on her occasionally, sending soft messages, dropping short calls, making sure she didn't drown in heartbreak. Peace appreciated him, but she wasn't ready for anything, not yet. One Saturday afternoon, Michael invited her for a charity outreach his company was sponsoring. Peace hesitated at first but eventually agreed. It was a good distraction. When she arrived, she found him organizing volunteers, helping elders, and laughing with children. It was a side of him she had never seen so deeply. He wasn't trying to impress her, he was simply a good man. At the end of the event, they sat under a tree, sipping cold drinks while the sun faded into an orange glow. Peace, Michael began softly, I won't lie. It broke me seeing what you went through. Peace looked down. I don't like remembering it. I know, he said gently. But I'm glad you walked away. You deserved better. You still deserve better. Peace blinked away tears. Thank you, Michael. You've been kind. He exhaled slowly, as though releasing months of silence. I was always afraid to tell you this. But I loved you even when you were with Prince. I kept quiet because he was my friend. I didn't want to stand in the way. Peace froze. Michael continued, his voice low, sincere. I'm not telling you this to confuse you. I just want you to know you were valued. Even when someone else failed to value you. Peace swallowed, emotions spiraling, not knowing what to say. Michael took her hand gently. I don't expect you to love me now. Or even soon. But I want to be here for you. Not because I pity you, or because I'm trying to compete with Prince. But because I want to see you happy again. Peace's lips trembled as tears slid down her cheeks, tears not of pain, but relief. Someone finally saw her, someone cherished her, someone was offering peace. Literally, she squeezed his hand. Michael. Thank you. He smiled, warm and patient. Whenever you're ready, Peace. I'll be here. Weeks passed, and Michael became her safe place. They went for walks, shared meals, talked late into the night. He made her laugh, something she feared she would never do freely again. Slowly, her heart began to heal. One evening, after a charity gala, Michael stopped his car outside her gate. He turned to her with a calm, steady gaze. Peace. I want to ask you something. You can say no. I will still be here. Peace's breath caught. Will you give me a chance, he asked gently, to love you the right way? Peace felt her heart flutter, not with fear this time, but with warmth. She smiled softly. Michael. Yes. I'm ready. They shared their first kiss that night, slow, warm, tender. A kiss that erased pain and planted hope. 2 months later, Michael proposed at a quiet dinner with just the two of them. No pressure. No drama. No manipulation. Peace said yes with tears of joy. They married in a small, elegant ceremony filled with love, laughter, and sincere blessings. Peace walked down the aisle smiling, not because she forgot her past, but because she finally found a future. Meanwhile, Prince's life was becoming unbearable. Lilian treated him like an errand boy. She ordered him around, controlled his finances, embarrassed him in public, and fought with Felicia daily. The house was tension-filled. Toxic and suffocating, Felicia, once proud and boastful, was now a shadow of herself. Lilian insulted her, humiliated her, and reduced her to tears. Even Prince, who once obeyed her blindly, avoided her now. They were both prisoners in their own home, and one evening, when she was feeling particularly broken, Felicia heard a rumor: Michael had married a lady named Peace. At first, she didn't believe it, but when she saw the pictures online, her heart shattered like glass. The woman she rejected, the woman she insulted, the woman she chased away, was now glowing, loved, cherished, and married to a man who treated her like gold. For the first time in her life, Felicia realized she had destroyed her son's happiness and built another man's joy, but the consequences of her choices were not done with her. The storm inside Prince's home reached its peak 5 months into Lilian's pregnancy. What began as simple insults and entitlement grew into open warfare. Lilian no longer hid her disdain; she demanded, ordered, snapped, and controlled everything. The once peaceful home now echoed with her constant high-pitched shouting. Prince came home one evening, tired from work, only to be met with chaos. Clothes were scattered across the living room. Furniture was displaced. A handbag lay on the floor. He sighed deeply. "Lilian? What is going on again?" Lilian stormed out of the bedroom, her face twisted in rage. "Your mother!" she screamed, pushing past him. "I'm done with that woman. She has overstayed her welcome." Prince immediately looked toward the hallway to find his mother trembling, sitting weakly on the staircase, her eyes red from tears. "Mama, what happened?" he asked, rushing to her. Felicia pointed at Lilian with shaking fingers. She pushed me. She said I'm useless. She said I raised a weak son. Prince, she said she will throw me out of this house if I don't learn to behave like a civilized poor woman." Prince's face hardened for the first time. Something inside him snapped, something that had been dying slowly for months. "Lilian," he said, his voice dangerously calm. "Oh, don't Lilian me," she barked. "Your mother is jealous of my lifestyle and presence. Tell her to leave." Prince inhaled sharply, trying to hold his composure. "This is my mother. And this is my house," Lilian retorted. "My father bought it for us. Let me remind you before you open your mouth." Felicia gasped. "Your father what?" Lilian smirked. "Oh, you didn't know. Your son couldn't afford this house. My father bought it to avoid embarrassment. So tell me, who should leave?" Prince felt the ground slip under him. In that moment, he realized how deeply he had lost himself. And how blind he had been. The argument intensified. Lilian locked herself in the bedroom, screaming about low-class stress and village mother-in-law problems. Prince helped Felicia to her room, his heart boiling with guilt, anger, shame, and helplessness. Later that night, after crying silently for hours, Felicia sat up and whispered brokenly, "Prince, forgive me. I chased away the woman who truly loved you. I destroyed everything." Prince closed his eyes in pain. "Mama. I am the one who let myself be controlled. I am the one who didn't protect peace. I let you push her away." Felicia wiped her face. "I brought this curse on us." Unbeknownst to them, life was preparing one last sharp twist. 2 weeks later, Lilian went into labor. Prince rushed her to the hospital with Felicia panicking beside him. It was chaotic, nurses running, Lilian screaming, doctors rushing in and out. Hours later, the doctor stepped out. "Congratulations," he said formally, "the baby is safe. But Mr. Prince, I need to speak with you privately." Felicia's blood ran cold. Inside the office, the doctor cleared his throat. "Mr. Prince, the blood tests we ran during delivery revealed something unexpected. Biologically, you are not the father of this baby." Prince stared blankly. "What?" Felicia gasped loudly and collapsed into a chair. The doctor removed his glasses. "We double-checked. The child isn't yours." Prince felt his soul leave his body. His ears rang. His vision blurred. When they confronted Lilian, she didn't even cry. "Yes," she said coldly. "The child isn't yours. I thought it was at first. But even if I knew earlier, I still would have married you." I needed a husband before my belly started showing. And your mother was too desperate for a rich daughter-in-law to think properly. Felicia screamed and fell to the floor. Prince stood still, numb. You used me, he whispered. Lilian shrugged. Rich people don't care about emotions. We care about image. Accept your fate. Prince didn't hear the rest. He walked out. Felicia followed him, wailing. That evening, Prince packed his things and left the house with his mother. Lilian didn't even try to stop him. She simply called her father's driver and went back to her family mansion. Her job was done. Months later, Prince and Felicia moved into a small rented apartment. They were quieter, softer, humbler. Felicia especially lived with daily regret. She apologized to Prince repeatedly, and though he forgave her, the shame never fully left her. One peaceful afternoon, Michael visited them. With peace beside him, Felicia froze when she saw her. Tears filled her eyes instantly. Peace. My daughter. Please forgive me, she whispered, kneeling before her. Peace
I'm
quickly
sorry,
lifted
my
her
daughter.
up gently.
I know I wronged you and you please
Mama,
forgive me.
please.
I made a terrible
Don't
mistake
kneel.
which is affecting my
I
son.
forgave
I'm
you
truly
long ago.
sorry.
The sincerity in Peace's voice broke Felicia completely. She sobbed openly, held Peace's hands, and kept whispering, "You were the angel God sent to my son. And I pushed you away." Michael placed a protective arm around his wife, and Prince looked at them with a bittersweet smile, happy for her, grieving for himself. But Peace walked to Prince and said softly, "I pray you find someone who will love
Prince,
you
don't
like you
worry.
deserve."
God will give you a woman
And for
that
the
will
first
love
time
you the
since
way you
everything
deserve.
happened, Prince smiled sincerely.
Thank you so much.
Felicia looked between them with deep remorse, but also relief. For the first time, she understood that love wasn't about wealth, names, or status. It was about peace, something she fought against for too long.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. God bless you.